What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Pedro and Hannibal podcast. And my name is Hannibal, and I'm going to ask the big homie Pedro a question right now as I introduce him
Uh-oh.
to the show.
What up? What up? What up?
Now, I know you're a fan of the Chicago Bears. There's six
Mm.
undefeated teams in the NFL.
Oh, here we go.
Is your team one of those undefeated teams?
Oh man, I was waiting for this. All right, I like it. I like it. I like it. I love it. Touche, because you hit me, bro. You got me. You
Yeah.
got me. I love it.
Is the Bears one? I just want to double check. It's six undefeated teams. I'm not sure if the Bears is one of them. I don't know.
Hold on, let me look. Let me look. Hold up.
Yeah, actually, I
No,
got. I'll pop it
no.
up right here. Actually, I think
know
I
you
have
will.
it.
Go ahead. Put
So
it up.
let's see. There's six undefeated teams. You got the Bills, the Chiefs, got the Dolphins, got the Eagles, got the Bucks, but I don't see the Bears. See the
Mm.
Giants.
Yeah. Bears are not there. We got
No.
Aaron Rodgers. It's fine. Definitely been an interesting start to the season, to say the least. Very entertaining season so far. Shout out to your Giants. Much improved. Big ups. I like that coach, bro. I like the coach you got. He's bringing some swag back to the Giants. They need it. Daniel
Yeah.
Jones hasn't made a fool of himself yet. So you're up a game. I appreciate it. I mean, it's all good.
You know what? I don't want to gloat.
No, you don't want to
having
gloat. We 2 minutes in, you
undefeated-
gloating already. Get out of here.
Before we jump, I want to say hi to Jody, Daniel, Koala, Nicole. Thank you for guys coming in. I know we got a few people already in. Thank you for coming through. Yes, I'm very surprised. It's probably the biggest surprise of all his teams. The biggest surprise right now is the Giants are playing pretty confident, good defensive football. Can't score, so it's possible. It's possible, and not good for you, Pedro. That the Giants could be 3-0 if they beat the Cowboys. Good, both teams, great defenses, can't score if their life depended on it.
Very true.
I would not.
Yes.
I'm not a betting expert. I would not touch that game. I have no idea what's going to. It'll be the final score. Probably will be 9-6 or something.
You talking Cowboys and Giants?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
touch
who
that.
knows? Because both of them. Oh, well, the Cowboys are they're the Cowboys. So
Yeah, they got the
but
good defense though.
good defense. They won with that Cooper whatever
Cooper Rush. Yeah,
Cooper Rush.
I mean,
won.
they got Michael Parsons could basically decapitate Daniel Jones at any
Yes.
time.
Yes.
And then maybe Cooper Rush could throws 3 picks. I don't know what's going to happen. I
Could.
think the Cowboys are favored by 1.5.
Is it in NY or is it in Dallas? The game.
Good question. I do not know.
That's for me. That's the deciding factor. I think the home
Yeah.
team wins. Yeah, we usually when it's that close for me, I usually just go home team. But I don't know.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not a fan of Daniel Jones. He's not my guy. I know he's right. He's the quarterback. People are saying that the new coach was the good coach for the Giants is going to mold him into a decent quarterback. We'll see. If he does that, he may be coached a year because I just don't see it. I just don't see. Daniel Jones makes a lot of bad decisions sometimes, but they had a good defense, so we'll see. I mean, I don't see Nova Dasher in here. I know he's a big Giants hater. I'm sure you'll pull up in soon enough.
What are the Redskins? Are they one? I think they're 1-1, right?
They
lost.
1-1, yeah.
They're 1-1.
Yeah.
They lost to the Lions, I think. Right? Yeah, they lost to the Lions. Oh Lord.
Oh, the Lions look pretty good too.
Their offensively. Well, and they got that rookie Hutchinson or whatever. He had like 3.5 sacks last week. The Lions offense, man, I'll tell you this right now. The Lions are, in my opinion, they just need a quarterback. If they had one of the top 10 quarterbacks, that Lions offense.
Sucks. Yeah, I mean,
they got a
he's
receiver,
not good.
they got a running back, they got a decent defense, they got a good head coach. They need a quarterback. So next year, regardless of what happens this year, they're going to have to get somebody next year. Goff's got to go. So.
Yeah, I think even from last year, the Lions, they weren't getting. I mean, they may have some few blowouts from I'm trying to think about it right now, but they always seem to be competitive. Like they were always just there, but then they were just not winning.
They were
the
in
game.
a lot of games. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of close games.
Daniel says I think it's in New York, so the Cowboys still may win.
The Giants going to be 3-0.
It's possible. I'm not going to
setting you up for an epic failure.
I know, right? If it came in 3-0, I don't know what I'm going to tell you. I don't know what I'm going to say to you.
I'm worried to come back next week if they're 3-0. I don't know if I'm going to show up.
It doesn't make any sense if that happens. We'll see. Daniel says keep Pedro away from the parlays. Did you win your big parlay bet?
I lost. So you know what's funny? So I had a 16 parlay going in, right? The very first I added the Colts and Jaguars to make it 7 to make the bet a little juicy. And so I lost, and it was a 12 o'clock game, and every other game was a 3 o'clock, and I had so I lost with the first game on my parlay. So the rest of the games
Lawrence, is he actually legit now?
I don't. Well, the Colts, what 24-0 to the Jaguars, really? The Colts?
No, that was a little weird.
Yeah,
because you think the Colts is a solid team.
I put 100 down. If this ticket would have won, I would have got $640. I was like, I felt really solid about the pick. So basically, I lost on the Colts pick, and the other one was the Bengals. I had the Bengals beating the Cowboys.
Yeah,
so
what happened to the Bengals?
I picked 5 out of 7. So it is what it is. But yeah.
Don't worry, we'll make some money. We'll win some money. Bobby says that look like a CVS receipt.
That's because listen, I ain't trying to win $100. I'm trying to win hundreds of dollars.
You're trying to get big. You're trying to go big or go home. Yeah, yes. I like the straight bets. It's a little easier, but you don't win as much when you do the 16 parlay. I will 5 or 4.
I wish I went 5. I would have won if I only did 5. But
we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm gloating right now. I doubt they're going. If the Giants win against the Cowboys, which is a winnable game, I'm not going to play any bets on it. I don't know how it's going to go. I'll be really honest. I think the Cowboys will probably win. I think Michael Parsons will destroy Daniel Jones. This dude,
he's good.
I don't know if you've seen this guy is legit.
He is. So right now, the first year, well, he was a rookie last year. He's played 2 games. His stats are better than Lawrence Taylor's, Reggie White's, like Hall of Fame guy. Like he's a monster, man.
You can't one-on-one him. You can't. He's too fast. He's too fast.
He lines up at linebacker. He lines up on the line. For me, it's like him, Aaron Donald. He's still the best. Aaron Donald disrupts just about every play. Yeah. The TJ Watt guy, I know he's hurt, but he's out. Like those are the 3 guys for me that are just heads and shoulders above everybody else defensively, in my opinion. So
yeah, and that's the one guy I'm worried about. And they still, I like Diggs. I think Diggs, cornerback for the Cowboys, he takes a lot of chances, but at the same time, I don't think they have to worry about Daniel Jones getting 300 yards. I just thought he's not the guy. He's not there, but maybe things will get a little better. So we'll see. We'll see what happens next week. And I hope, I guess you're hoping they're going to lose, but we'll see.
I mean, I'm not going to root against your team. I'm just wanting my team to do well. I want both of our teams to do well. I thought this week, my Bears, we got robbed out of a touchdown. So that's if that Justin Fields got in, that, should have been a touchdown, changes the game a little bit. Yeah. I think Aaron Rodgers and the Packers didn't go off, but Aaron Rodgers beats the Bears. So I wasn't surprised that we lost, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Well, I still feel, we beat the 49ers, even though it was rainy and it was crazy. The 49ers are a solid team. They're great defensively. We scored a couple big touchdowns. Fields looked good in that game. I just, we still need a wide receiver. We don't have a wide receiver. Running back core is mediocre. Defense is solid. Coaching, I don't know. It's to be determined. But I think Fields he can be something, I think, but very early.
That's a question I was going to ask you. Do you have faith that he's your guy? Like he's the quarterback for the future?
I think he has the ingredients. I think he has the things that the NFL currently values in quarterbacks, right? He's got a big arm. He's athletic. He could run. You could do a lot with him when you get in the red zone because he could, run it in. That's big right now. Look at Jalen Hurts in Philadelphia. Him and Josh Allen
fantastic.
Him and Josh Allen can do that kind of stuff, and they're both basically right now the stars of the league for the first 2 weeks at the quarterback position. Right, Patrick Mahomes is always there, but Jalen Hurts looks amazing. So I'm looking, I'm not looking for him to do Jalen Hurts type things, but they're very similar in the way they play. And but Jalen Hurts has some weapons around him, and the play calling system is different in Philly. But I like what I see so far. I'm hopeful, but we got to surround him with a couple guys, man. If we, Allen Robinson left and went to the Rams, that was a big loss for us. So,
who's the Bears playing this week? You know,
I didn't even look. I have no
I
idea.
mean the Bear.
I'll
Oh,
look it up.
Bobby says the Bears are favorite, but he's still fading them.
So if they're favored, they're playing somebody awful. I'm
Let's
sure. I'm gonna look it up right now. I got it. Let's see.
yeah, let's
The
see
Bears are playing. I got.
the Texans.
Yeah, they're playing Houston. So
Oh,
who
Bobby is
knows?
not respecting the Bears at all. He's like, yeah, I think the Texans gonna win.
Thanks, Bob. I appreciate that, Bobby. Thanks, man. I
Yeah,
appreciate
Bobby. Yeah, I guess Bobby is your like my Nova. Like Nova comes in, and is like, yeah, Giants suck.
trash. Hey, at the end of the day, the Texans, what they got? They don't have a lot, but they slang that ball around. They got David Mills. They throw it around. I'm not worried about that. We should beat the Texans.
Hopefully, if I come in 3-0 and he loses to the Texans, I don't know what to tell you.
Next week's gonna be rough.
You were gonna see. All right, we're gonna stay in the, I guess, sport. I mean, I don't know if you classify chess as a sport, but kind of. I mean, what's your thoughts on chess? Is it a sport?
No.
No. Okay. Well, fair enough. And then Mr. Athlete over here.
I think it's a leisure, maybe a leisure sport, or it's competitive.
It's a lot of mental sport.
Yeah,
a lot of mental energy.
You're not. Yeah, I mean, would you consider is checkers a sport? Is playing cards a sport? No, I don't think.
Another one. Do you think NASCAR is a sport?
Yes, I do actually. Yes.
Okay. The car's going to work.
Yeah, but physically, you're in the car. There's actually you have to have some stamina to be in the car that long. You're driving. There's a lot of G-force. There's force. I think that's more of a sport than chess. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. But we're going to talk about a cheating scandal. Is cheating chess and anal beads? Okay. Now I don't know what your thoughts are about anal beads, but I'll talk about it. You may be surprised.
Not late enough. It's not late enough for me on this podcast.
Too bad. You gotta listen. You sign up to do a show with me.
Sounds good.
So this may surprise you, Pedro, about anal beads, but I'm not into it. Not my thing.
So hold on, but if you're not into it, that means you have experience.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
No, I haven't. I guess if I was with someone and they just popped that out, like they just started doing that, I would hope that I would try to be cool and like not like freak out, like what the fuck are you doing? Like maybe like, oh, but it's
doesn't it depend? Doesn't it depend on what is being done with them and on who?
Possible,
right? So you got like really hot chick and she's got some anal beads and she wants some pleasure with the beads. I'm all game for that. I got no problem giving her what she needs, like And if she's super hot, I mean, if I'm drunk enough, who knows where the night might go? I mean, if you're talking J-Lo, Rihanna, like I'm just saying.
Yeah, obviously.
So let's not say 100% no. Let's just be real for a second. You know what I'm saying? Like,
actually, this has nothing to do with sex. It's about cheating and chess. Actually, we're gonna play this video. Right. I want your thoughts about this scandal that's happening in the chess industry. It's blowing everything up. I know we're not big chess players. I barely know. Like I know the moves. I know how to play, but I'm not a big chess player. Yeah, but this story was sent to me by Nova Dasher. He's like, listen, you guys should talk about this. And I saw the word anal beads. I was like, I'm all in. So I'm gonna play this video and I want your thoughts on it.
Huge scandal is rocking the chess world. Magnus Carlsen. He's 53-0 until September 4th, where he was participating in a chess tournament in St. Louis, and he was beaten by this 19-year-old phenom. The kid has been known to cheat from time to time, but now they are saying that he may have beaten Magnus by sticking anal beads in his ass and then connecting those anal beads to a computer called a chess engine, which then told him through little pulses in his ass how to beat Magnus. He was getting fed moves via pulses in his ass, via a butt plug that's connected to some device. But if it's not, Magnus and the rest of the chess world owe this guy a big apology for accusing him of cheating via a butt plug, because that is a wild accusation.
Super wild accusation that he uses butthole to beat. Now, Magnus Carlsen is the #1 chess player of the world. So
I know that name. I know that name. Yes, Magnus.
So he is basically right now, like the Greek freak of chess is this guy. He's been a grandmaster for a very long time. And this 19-year-old kid beats him. And there's a rumor that this guy used the most extravagant way to cheat by putting some kind of device in his butthole. Then, by the vibrations of the butthole, will let him know what moves to take to beat this grandmaster. This is the biggest rumor that's happening. Now, I don't know if there's ever been any kind of like evidence or anal beads that tested, did some DNA tests and see if it came out of his butthole. What happened? Like, when was he wearing it? First of all, how did he even know it's possible? Elon Musk actually kind of tweeted like a joke about it, this rumor. He's, and the guy his name is Hans Niemann. He kind of made, he beat the grandmaster, and he kind of saying like maybe Magnus Carlsen just, he's upset that I beat this guy, and he's supposed to be the, the best, one of the best. He's like one of the best chess players in ever. What's your thoughts, Pedro? I mean, again, it happened in St. Louis, so I don't know if you were there.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. So Nova, what up? I was thinking the same thing, Nova Dasher. What up? Shout out to Nova. I see Bobby, Pia, Jody, Bobby. Listen, this happened in my hometown, so that doesn't make me look
were you there? Were you there to check this out?
I was not, but I am lost here. I literally I have no idea what this article's about because okay, I know the Magnus guy. I know his name, like just because I've seen him in news, whatever, and like he's he's a big deal, right? But like I'm lost because let's just say the dude had anal beads in his butthole.
Yeah, butthole.
And the guy said there was some kind of chips or computer or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm thinking that he has that. How is that registering to? Is it telling him? Are they saying it's telling him what move Magnus is going to make because the butthole chips beads are linked to Magnus's brain? Or is it giving him some kind of signal to do? So, I'm lost how there's a benefit to having anal beads in your butt.
Okay, so I've been studying this all day, Pedro. So let me explain the anal beads. Actually, I can't explain that necessarily. But so this Neiman kid, he's 19 years old, very young to beat again, Magnus. He's like LeBron James. Like, so imagine a rookie just mopping the floor with LeBron James at his peak, when LeBron James at his prime. It's a little weird, right? Like that doesn't make a lot of sense. And now it's not a physical sport, right? It's chess, it's more mental. That he used AI. So what happens is, and he has a history of cheating. So he has a history of cheating before this happened when he was younger. So what you do is, if you're playing online with somebody, right? You're using a computer program to move. You have your moves, right? So what a cheater would do is have the same chess movements, same pieces on a different program. The AI will tell you where to move. So the AI is following everything and it's cheating. It's basically telling you what to do because the AI is smarter and faster than human. So that's the cheating aspect. So that's how someone would cheat online using artificial intelligence. The computer is telling you, oh, that guy did this, do that. But you're not doing it because you're not human. You're not doing your own moves, right?
Oh, okay. So the beads and a chip in the beads is like linked into his body somehow, and it's sending his brain signals on how to react to Magnus's moves.
Exactly. So they're not doing it over a computer. I'm sure they probably were in person. It was in St. Louis, right? So you can't cheat. You can't do computer. They can't do like voice and put like a headset, and they know all that. So the only way you can walk in there and cheat is by having something up your rectum. And then whatever system he has, I don't know, like a big buzz means move to.
Listen, I got to say this because St. Louis, I don't know if you guys know this or not, it was the home of the World Chess Championship back in like the early 1900s. So we actually, on Market Street in downtown St. Louis, we have a big building with like this kind of mural on the side of it. And like a lot of famous chess matches have been played here over the last century. No, I'm being honest here.
No, man, this is the most famous.
It's weird, but this is now they just stripped that history from my hometown because the anal beads came in and took over. So, like,
but this is a rumor. This is only that has not.
Come on, that's not real. Come on, man.
Bobby says I'm a visual learner. Hannibal demonstrated for the audience. That will get. First of all, I don't think anyone wants to see that.
Definitely not.
Pedro, are you? Because I mean,
I'm out. I'm out.
no, you're out. Okay, okay. So Paige is going to leave if I start demonstrating.
That's for the cuddle app, bro. That's your cuddle app. You got to put that in.
Oh yeah. I think it was a question. P had said, any updates? I have my profile. No one took a hit. I'm ugly. No one wants to cuddle with me.
So listen, if somebody's in New York, in Brooklyn somewhere, and you're watching this, if you're listening to this, I need you to go to the Cuddle app at New York City and look at my boy's profile, send him some love.
I appreciate that, Pedro.
Yeah, no problem.
Do you think that this guy just beat him? All right, he's 19 years old. He beats the number one grandmaster, and then Magnus Carlsen is 31.
I think he beat him.
He beat him, and we can't, and also he's denied cheating. He said he has not cheated, but he has admitted to cheating in online tournaments when he was younger. But he's still a relatively newcomer. Is it possible that Magnus is just a little butthurt that he lost?
Yeah,
and rumors start flying.
I mean, cheating online, not uncommon. It happens probably with that kind of stuff, and even like the Madden online. But if these guys were in person, I'm assuming they were in St. Louis.
I think they were in person,
across from each other, right? So I think people lose. It happens. Like even the greats lose. Like it happens. I mean, this is like what we talked about NFL in the beginning of the show. Like you had the inflate gate, and this is like butt gate. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm waiting for somebody to figure out, are we going to do some kind of test on this guy's rectum and figure out if he had anal beads in his ass?
Can you tell? Like,
it's crazy.
Can you tell that someone used a wireless vibrating anal bead? Because apparently that's what it says. That Hans Niemann, a relative newcomer to the sport, this is speculation, inserted a wireless vibrating anal bead into his body before his victorious match against Magnus Carlsen.
Dude, that is just, I mean, I'm not even sure how to like, I think when you're somebody that is that, I think I like Floyd Mayweather, right? He's what, 50-0, whatever, never lost, 40-0, whatever. Like, I think when you don't lose and you lose and you're surprised, you're going to come up with an excuse, or even maybe his camp. Maybe it wasn't even him. Maybe it was like his handlers, like, oh no, this guy had to cheat. Well, how could he have done it? Okay, well, he could have did this, right?
Yeah.
And come on. I mean, if it came out that it was true, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. There's been crazier things that have happened. People have done crazier things to cheat, but sometimes you just take the L and you move on. Like, big deal. So it's funny to talk about. It's interesting, but
it's interesting, and hopefully we get to the bottom of this.
Look at Jaywalk. Jaywalk says, "Hi guys, wow." Gives a whole new meaning to smart ass.
Yeah, smart ass, right? Like, he. I'm just wondering where that came from, but the problem is, and that's another issue as well, is when you have a rep of cheating in the past, it gives everyone ideas of you're cheating now, because he has admitted previously that he has used either his iPad or he's used, I'm looking at the article, that he used other means to use the computer to tell him what moves to take. Because that's all about chess. Chess is all about moves. And when you see a really interesting move, or a very, I don't know, like a move that's very unorthodox, you a lot of professionals kind of, because there's also some fundamentals. So if you're doing some really interesting stuff and you're beating very grandmasters, they don't just lose that often.
Right.
So then a bunch of questions happen. Again, I'm not really into the whole chess game, but I'm assuming that's how it is. So when you see something odd, and regardless of the sport, like whatever sport you're into, that you see something really odd, you're like, that's unusual. Like you said, it could be just, hey, you just got him. You got him that one time. And
you know what though? Like if this technology is possible, that literally means anybody can play chess. Think about that. So you know what I'm saying? Like if I have that technology where, okay, Magnus made this move, your next best move or whatever is to do this. And then if you do that 5 moves from now, because in chess, it's always about not that move. It's like the next move, 4 or 5 moves ahead. Then anybody can play. Because if it's telling me move your rook to this position, move the knight, move the bishop, anybody can do it. So
you're copying the board that you're seeing on, and it's online. It's probably online because you're not physically there, so you can cheat easier. Yeah. That you're copying the entire board on some other program and using a really powerful, probably grandmaster level AI that is going to calculate all these moves, calculate what's going on, and tell you what to do. You're putting no effort in. You're basically following the program. They're telling you to move your rook over here or move your pawn over here. So that's the I guess the big issue. And I think Bobby has a really good idea. Metal detectors at chess tournaments.
That's gonna have to be coming after, because
take that wand and just rub it against his rear end like hey, I think there's something here. All right, we're gonna have to.
So now we got anal beads and vibrators at chess tournaments.
It also shows the level of depths that people will go to win.
To win. Well, what's the old saying? You're not trying unless you're cheating, or something like that. Like that's
but putting up something up your ass that's another level. I mean,
it just depends on what you're into, Hannibal. I don't know. I mean,
all right. Well, I love throwing questions at you. There's a tournament to win $100,000.
$100,000. Okay.
$100 playing chess. Mm-hmm. Would you implement this technology? Guaranteed to win. You know all of the signals. If they buzz really strong, you have to move the queen.
Damn. Okay, listen. I'm gonna be 100% honest because I don't give a fuck. How big are the beats?
I mean, to get
we're talking this. We talking. That's a deciding factor. If I'm being honest,
we can go through some pictures, but I don't know if that'll be YouTube friendly.
Let's not do that. 100,000, I'd have to strongly consider it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Bobby says,
come on, let's just be honest, guys. Come on, let's be honest.
Gerbils, how dare not the gerbils? The gerbils gonna tell you what to move?
Nova says 100K is not enough. Bullshit.
Nova, come on, Nova.
Get out of here. You're a Commanders fan.
Actually, I was interested in bringing him on the channel. I'm gonna talk to. He needs to be on the channel. Like,
you know what? We should do that. We should actually bring him on to talk. Nova, let us know. Hit us up, man.
Yeah, let us know if you wanna chat, or at least in the next episode we could talk when I'm 3. The Giants are 3-0. You hater. But yeah, that was a very interesting, weird story. But I appreciate Nova Dasher for bringing it up. Much love, and I think we'll probably bring him on in the future. I think, if he's available during these, Wednesdays at 10 Eastern. Let's jump into something, I guess, more serious. Unfortunately, I saw this tweet from Ice-T. Now, I do not know who PNB Rock is. He's a rap artist. He died last week. He was at Roscoe's Waffles and Chicken in LA. His girlfriend either did an Instagram picture or some social media picture of, hey, I'm eating here. Then whoever decided to go after this guy knew exactly where he was, went over there, took his jewelry, shot him. There's videos of him literally dying on the floor. I didn't watch too much of that. I think I'm a little bit too old to be watching snuff stuff or snuff films or video. Like, I'm done with that. Like, a man's dying on the floor, I'm not interested in watching. And we just have more of the same issues that's happening, where rapping as a professional is one of the most dangerous professions you can possibly get into, where every month it seems like someone's getting shot and killed. Either there's a gang issue or just a robbery. So initially, it looked like it was just a robbery. He wasn't involved. He was just chilling, trying to eat food. Now the police are investigating, seeing that maybe it was more of a targeted thing. PNB Rock, he has been in some gang situations. It's interesting because they consider him a rapper, but he's more of a singer. Like, he raps a little bit if you listen to some of his songs. But he's heavy into the gang stuff. He has videos. He had videos showing his guns, getting into fights, getting into brawls. So he still lived that lifestyle despite being a very successful artist. And even if most people may not know him, his music was on the radio. You hear his music out in the streets. I think he was from Philadelphia, but I think he stayed in LA. Mm-hmm. And I think I didn't put the tweet that Ice-T put up. I don't think let me see if I checked. Maybe I did. May have not, but I'll read it.
Read it. Yeah, I remember you sent it earlier.
Ice-T says, people are still hitting me up about my comments about the LA gang culture. If you notice, LA rappers do not wear a lot of jewelry. Me, Snoop, Cube, Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, The Game, Kendrick, the list goes on. It's not because we're broke. LA is just a dangerous place, rapper or not. Why test the streets? This is OG talking. Been through it all.
Yeah.
And why are rappers, people with, people who do this? Because this is rapper. It's a culture. Is I need to wear the most expensive jewelry possible to demonstrate how far I came, how successful I am. And you have all these expensive jewels at a chicken and waffles, right? And now he may have had static already, so it may not even happen because also gang culture. It doesn't matter if you've done some stuff, but the idea that you need to have thousands of dollars on you in areas where people are starving, right? People are broke.
Mm-hmm.
They look at you with $100,000 around your neck. Why are you teasing them by being in these situations in the first place? That's the thing that I do not understand with a lot of the rappers that we see every day. So they're still in these environments with the fastest cars, the best jewelry. Why?
I don't know, but I think that the one thing I think about is, we've seen and heard about this happening. It seems like the last year or two more, like often than the previous
It's
years,
getting worse.
It's getting progressively worse. Where are these guys? Like, do they not have? These guys got money, right? So they got the whips. They got 100,000 on their neck. Where the fuck is your security? You don't have a bodyguard.
They don't have them. They don't can't afford. They don't want them for some reason.
Like what? So it like it's crazy to me, right? Think about that for a second. Like, I see certain celebrities, whether it's rap, it could be sports, it could be whatever, it could be an actor, an actress. They have security around them, right? You're going to pay a security team, even if it's one person, right? Like, so what is it about? Is it pride? Is it ego? Is it, I don't need to check in. I'm good. I'm with my girl. I'm at Chicken and Waffles. I'm good. I'm going to do an IG thing. I got my jewelry on. Like, who are you trying to impress? I feel like, I don't know. I mean, the guy lost his life, so I'm not going to talk bad about him. Like, that's tragic, but like, I just don't understand why don't you have security?
Yeah.
That's the one thing I think about, like, I don't, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Now, one Love Raider put in a comment, gangs will get you in prison or dead. My brother was shot 3 times and killed by his own gang. My condolences to your brother. It's a really, it's a self-destructive culture and lifestyle. And I mean, yes, I'm going to talk about, the culture of rappers, people coming from areas that I currently live in, people that I, the things I've seen. And it's always, it's the culture that you live in. It's your parents, it's the people around you, your uncles, the men on the block. What's value? What's the value? What's the most valuable thing about them? It seems like I said, pride, showing off.
I think so.
Showing that I don't need security, because if they said I had security, then I'm weak. I'm not a man compared to just being outside in the middle of the block, being in front of the projects with $100,000 of jury on, while people in those projects will never ever see $100,000. It'll take decades to get to $100,000, and they see it with you, and they're hungry. What do you think is going to happen? So, all right, even if Leo DiCaprio was in that Chicken and Waffles, it's possible he may have got robbed too, right? But Leo would never be in a Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles in LA.
But Leo also doesn't have 100,000 in cash, 100,000 in jewels, and a Benz outside. He has no probably cash on him. He has a black card. He has no jewelry, and he has somebody driving him around in a car, and he has security with him. So, you know what I'm saying? There's levels to like how you're protecting yourself. And I think it's, the gangs for me, the way that I know gangs started. Okay. And somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but this is my history on gangs in this country. So back in the day, you had the Boy Scouts of America and all these groups that white middle American boys and girls were able to join, and black or brown young men could not join these Boys and Girls Scouts of America. So they had their own little sets as they were young, and no little groups and no little gangs. And it kind of morphed from that, right? So when you separate somebody from a particular group, you make your own group. That's culture, like that's just how the world works, right? And then
Yeah.
all these gangs just started, and then like I got, and then it just morphed, and then the drug game and the money and all that in the 80s and all that kind of stuff. And then now it's become this thing of like pride and ego and trying to be better than somebody else. And like but it all started in the beginning from just wanting to be included.
Yeah.
Wanting to have like your own something that you could call your own. And now it's become something that's just, there's no means to it, And I think a lot of gangs, obviously, they're making their money and they're from prostitution and drugs and trafficking and various things, right? Some gangs are really big. They're like multi-million-dollar businesses in some of these projects areas.
Yeah.
They are. But the issue is they're not really led, right? Because a lot of their leaders are either in prison or they're dead, like One Love Raider was saying, right? So now you're left with these boys trying to lead men, and this is what we get. And the gang life ain't, my cousins were in it. They were GD disciples in Chicago, and I was around that stuff as I was young. I was never into gang life, but like I saw it, and it really amounts to nothing. But my point is, when you feel like you don't have anything, that's where, and you don't have a father figure, the family dynamic's not great. You're going to go to where you think you can get attention. And unfortunately, that hasn't stopped in our country with certain people. They just still feel like they need something, so they go to that.
Bobby had a really good comment. Ego, being young, feeling invincible. I definitely think that's true.
Yeah.
Quana says showing their status is a part of the culture, because I do agree with that as well. When you come from nothing, and you have made it, you want to show. You want to show it. You want to show I made it. Look at my shoes. Look at my jewelry. Look at my clothes. Look at my car. I'm gonna come back to where it all began. I came from the dirt. I want to show you that I made it. Instead of moving, as you probably should, to go with people who have what you have, or at least near it, where they're not going to worry about robbing you because they have that. You're part of the community now, but you are no longer. Unfortunately, you're not a part of that community as much. You can still support, you still come through. 50 Cent has security guards. Why do you think nothing? You know why? Because you've been shot 9 times. You realize, well, I'm not doing that shit again. I'm gonna show I'm secure. I'm not gonna go in areas I know that something may happen. He learned probably the hard way by going through what he had to go through. And it just seems like it just doesn't make any sense. And a really good comment as well from One Love Raider. Broken homes and gangs become their family and support system. Absolutely. If you don't have men in the home, they're going to look for guidance somewhere else, where the single mom is probably working 2 jobs just to keep lights on, keep the food in the house. And so the streets raised the boy. And if the streets is not telling them the best way, the most healthy way to live, they're going to go through where, we need a couple of runners anyway. So let's bring what's the name over here, and we'll guide him. We'll give him some money. We'll take care of him. You're going to, that boy is going to look up to those guys. And then the cycle. And the fact that P&B Rock, I think died, he's 30 years old. Now, I seen him live a few years ago. Mm-hmm. It was me and my friend and coworker when I had a W2. We actually went, it was a Valentine's Day show at SOB's. It's in the city. And it's funny because she's gay. And so we were just hanging out because we both loved him as an artist. Mm-hmm. And we saw him as his toddler. His daughter was a toddler at that point. He picked her up. It's towards the end of the concert. She had the headphones on, and now she has no father. Her father's gone. It's crazy. And it's like, for what?
For nothing.
For nothing.
For nothing. For somebody saying, "Oh, P&B's over there." All right.
Yeah.
And it's almost like I feel like some of these people that murder these celebrities, these rap stars, whatever, it's because they can go back. Now they can go back to their hood and say, "Look, I got his chain.
Yeah,
I murdered him. I did that." Right. And they feel superior. Right. They feel like the king of the block now because they got the guy. And it's, once again, it goes to that pride. It's that instant gratification of feeling good about yourself because you don't have anything else positive around you. And it's sad because, like I said, man, my cousins were a part of that life, bro. Like they were in that life. You know what I'm saying? Like in Chicago, Chicago's real rough, real bad, as some of you guys might know. And like they didn't need to be in it, but they were in it. And like it's they're young and impressionable, and like
it's like so attractive.
It's attractive. It's a fast life. It's the women. It's this. It's that. It's you feel like a man or whatever you think that is supposed to be.
Yeah.
And like, I'm glad that we moved to St. Louis when I was like 10 or so, because who knows? I might have been with my cousins banging, doing stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like your whole life trajectory can change because when you're young, you don't really know any better. Like I had a father that probably wouldn't have let me do that, but still, you could have you want to think it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like you're listening to hip hop, you listen to this, you think it's cool. You want to act like this, you want to live that life, but like it ain't for everybody. And at the end of the day, it's not going to be for most because like One Love said, you're going to be locked up, dead, whatever. You're not going to be around really for your family. And he had a daughter, and it's sad, man.
Yeah. Hector said a rap before was about the struggle. Today's rap is about drugs and more drugs. Rap is a lot worse than before.
It was always about that, though, Hector. Don't you think? Think about the 80s and 90s, man. I think it's about the same. That's just me. I think there's more killing, maybe, but I feel like the music.
Yeah, there's more crime happening overall with everybody, right? There's more killing, there's more drug overdoses, there are more carjackings, all the bad stuff in our society has gone up in the last 2 years for many reasons, lockdowns, and things may get worse if the economy kind of dips in the wrong direction. Rap is still a great way to express yourself. I think it's the culture, the gang culture is the problem. Maybe it just got worse right now. I think Jaywalk just had a really good comment.
Yeah,
in 2021, 168 rappers killed versus 2,200 school kids killed. It's a dysfunctional culture. Yeah, most likely to get killed playing basketball than being a rapper. And that's the thing, like it's getting worse. It's getting worse. I've seen names of rappers. Some of them are not the biggest names, like I think the biggest names are probably at least smart enough to like, no, I'm gonna get the hell out of this neighborhood. I'm not living there. I'm living up in the hills. And they may, a lot of people are probably in the neighborhood saying, well, didn't they come back to help us? Listen, that's not their responsibility. That's your responsibility to get yourself out of that situation. Jay-Z he's not walking through Marcy projects right now. I don't know where he's at, but he's definitely not in Marcy projects right now.
Who knows? Yeah.
You cannot make yourself a target. So I think when Ice-T says it's not because we're broke, we're not, yeah, you're right. I don't see Ice Cube with jury on. Snoop may have a little chain or whatever. I don't think so. Kendrick never has any jury. I think that, to be honest, I don't think that's his thing.
Yeah.
And Dre never has anything. I think that they know. If you out in LA, don't do that, right? If you in Chicago, don't do that. In some parts of New York City, do not where it's going to be taken from you, and more than just taken from you. Don't do go live in the hills. And if I ever made it, I doubt it. I'm not rapping, but I'm not staying here for what? Why am I?
So let me ask you. So the podcast kicks off. We get. Joe Rogan's like, hey, I like these guys. Or Sirius XM's like, hey, we want to give these guys a bag. And we're like, all right, I'll take that. Where you going?
I'm out. It don't matter. Not here.
Fam? Where are you going? You ever thought about that?
Anywhere. Not here. It's funny. There's wealthy areas everywhere. The line between
every
rich and poor is a good
spot. Yeah.
As long as you're not, as long as you can call the cops and they show up in minutes, not hours, coming in just to clean up, just as what happened here, because they didn't want to be here. So also we have a lot of cops retiring, quitting, right? I was talking to some friends at the bar earlier tonight. He was talking about how a lot of teachers, because he works at a high school, administrative work. He was saying a lot of teachers are quitting. It's like teachers are quitting, cops are quitting, all the most important parts of our society. He's saying I don't want to deal with this anymore, and it hurts the young men. And I'm talking about the young men in particular. They need guidance. They need structure. You need discipline. And if they don't have it, they're going to find it somewhere else. And that's where they're going to go on the streets. And no matter how successful and talented and creative these rappers are, you still in that kind of mentality of being hyper masculine, being, tough. No, I don't need security. Yeah, I got my own gun, or oh, I got this or that. These things are probably going to continue to happen, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think, and Dash Theory's got a good comment. He said, it's way more glorified and promoted than it was in the 80s. And I think there could be some truth to that, but also I think we have to remember all the information we get right now, guys, is so fast, right? Yep. We have anything that we need and want literally at our fingertips, right? You could, anything. A quick Google search, Jaywalk, just Google search something, boom, instant information, right? We didn't have that in the 80s. So now it's like people know that, so we could we have information quicker, but then also we see things quicker, and people know that. So now they're putting everything on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever social media platform, because everybody wants clicks, views, attention. Look at me, look at me, look at me. And if we had it in the 80s, I think it would have been similar back then, because I think people don't really change that much. Plus, we are coming off pandemic. Now everybody's like wilding out, and everybody's
that's a perfect way of saying it. People are losing that.
People are losing
ever-loving minds.
Yeah, and it's and people are desperate. Times are tough for a lot of people. Inflation is crazy. There's jobs people don't want to work, and there's a lot just happening right now. And so I'm not surprised by some of the things that occur, but
a lot of people are blaming his girlfriend for posting that location. She did not mean for this man to die, obviously, and this is going to affect her throughout her rest of her life.
Yeah,
but there is a learning lesson here. Stop posting your locations. If you are a person of means, actually, all of us, if you're a person of means, especially, post it after you leave the location, right? Don't post, I'm here. No security. You're just trying to be a civilian. You're just hanging out like everybody else. You can't post your location. All right, maybe not necessarily worry about getting shot and killed. All right, we don't want you want to deal with a fans bothering you while you're trying to eat your food. Is posting every little thing that we do. And again, not blaming her. Like I don't want to make it seem like it's her fault that this man passed away. The people who killed him they're the ones who should be blamed for this. But you know what I mean? Like that idea of we gotta post. Well, I'm eating it.
But it's tough though. Like they're just, you want to celebrate your night with your boo or whatever, or your friends, your boys. You were at a bar earlier. Like it's commonplace to just you post something on Instagram, you tag this person, I'm here, you do a little YouTube short. Nowadays, it's easy to find out where somebody's at. It's not hard, right? And I think we all just are so used to flipping a phone on and saying, look at me, look at me, look at me. This is what I'm doing, because you feel happy about where you're at. You want to share it or whatever. And I feel bad for her. I mean, think about it. She's being blamed, but then also she lost the man she was with. I think, did they have kids together? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure of that either.
But that's tough. I mean, she was there when it happened, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
So
she was eating food, and for her to post it and then that happened so quickly. Maybe there's a little bit more, because so then the cops are investigating that it may be more than just a random robbery. That's very fast, considering she posted in a matter of I don't know how long, I think 20 minutes or something like that. They already got him. They already run up on him. Yeah. Why did they shoot him? Did he have a lot of that stuff is still back and forth. I think I've seen some reports where he was giving the jury up. So why are you still shooting him? So it's a lot that's not. I guess we still need to figure out what exactly.
Yeah, I wonder if a place like that, I would think has. I feel like obviously that's a well-known place. They got to have cameras and stuff, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Video surveillance cameras. Yeah. Like every place has it nowadays, right? Every home pretty much has a Ring camera. Like a lot of blocks and streets are pretty much surveillance. So I would imagine some more information's got to come out. I mean, I would think. So.
Yeah. The Matthew Green posting your location leads to people breaking into your house while you're out. True. I mean, good advice. Just don't post. Don't post everything. I mean, somehow Pop Smoke, he died in 2020. he posted his location to where he lived. And then they kind of went in there in the middle of the night. You know, he was still in the house, but I guess he realized something was going on and they shot and killed him. A lot of times you don't need to tell everyone everything. This is the way we live. Unfortunately, we don't live in a society that people will be considerate. And no, people are out to get, because they covet what these rappers have because they show it, right? It's a part of the culture of the rap culture. Even in the 80s, they had the gold chains. Rakim had all the gold chains. Big Daddy Kane had the gold chains.
Yeah, I mean that's how you. I feel like in this culture, that's how you say you've arrived.
You made it,
and you can even take it to think back to the mafia, the Italians and the mafia, right? Even the Russian mafia. Those guys had gold chains and rings and suits. That's how you announce.
The best clothing.
That's how you announce on your block that you are the man. You have arrived. You have some clout. Right, you get various things from that. The women look at you like, "Damn, he's coming up. I see him." Like that's men been doing this forever. I think back to the old days with pitchforks and on the battlefield. Like the guys back then would have certain hairstyles and ribbons and bows and beads, and their little staff and bow and arrow looked a certain way. Like, come on, this has been happening forever, right? It's like this is what guys do. Unfortunately, like I'm not surprised by it, but. And the one thing about Pop Smoke, he was up and coming. Like he was hot. Like he was.
Yeah, I didn't jump into him until he passed. But listen to his music, he would have been his music was going to take off. Absolutely. He had a distinct voice. He was charismatic. He would have been probably what the Baby is, but apparently the Baby fell off. Apparently, but he would have been up there.
He was there. Yes.
And post his location. He was out in L.A. Again, I don't know. Listen, LA is rough. New York is rough. Chicago, those areas move.
It's rough.
I'm not moving. I'm kind of settled in here for now. But I tell you, when you're a multi-millionaire, go to burbs. Like I think Bobby put, but go in the burbs. Go to a nice gated community. You have too much to lose. I think we all do, right? Beyond just the money. It's your sanity, it's your safety. Just move on. And we're gonna talk about this former high school basketball star, Amani Bates. I think I had it in a second here. This guy was supposed to be the next KD.
Yeah.
And he got caught again with some gun charges. One of the most promising basketball players ever. And he looks like he's gonna basically throw his entire career away. He went from the next Kevin Durant, but now who knows what's going to happen, right? I think he played for Memphis.
Yeah, then he was going to Michigan State, I believe. And
He was.
From what I heard, he borrowed or was in a friend's car, and in that car was a weapon, and I guess maybe he got pulled over or something, and so who knows if he's going to be found guilty at the end of the day? I don't know, but like. If you're that talented and, you see that all I got to do is get to the league, he gets to the NBA, he gets education, he gets to the NBA after playing just one more year of ball. He's making a minimum of 50 mil at some point. If he's going to be a top 10 pick, 1 pick, 5 pick, he's going to get 50 million over the course of a few years as long as he doesn't get hurt. He's going to get about 50 million minimum in today's NBA, probably more than that. And like, how do you not, I don't understand like some of these guys, like it's so easy. Like they're trying to emulate Young Thug versus emulate LeBron James, you see two different people and you're going down the wrong path. It's sad.
Yeah. The lawyer says, he's saying, listen, reserve judgment on this. There's more to the story. So right now, like I say, he's been charged for carrying a concealed weapon and altering the ID marks on the firearm. But the lawyer is saying, hey, listen, he borrowed someone's car, he was pulled over, and the gun was located in the car. Now that's his lawyer, but a good lawyer, that they do is divert the problems to someone else. But he seemed like he had a lot of problems for quite a while. So I was reading this article right here where they're basically saying everyone, which it's an interesting title. Amani Bates has been failed by everyone around him. I'm sorry. Self-accountability needs to be set here. Mm-hmm. He makes his own decisions. Was he manipulated by anybody? I understand.
He's a man. He's a man. He's old enough to know better. Yeah.
So I don't know what it means fair. Like, should have been forced to just play basketball and not continue to live a culture, a lifestyle that he may have been raised in. Who decides to do all that? Like, I understand. Like, you can't force people to do what they don't want to do. There's a lot of promising basketball players that just never make it because of so many other reasons. It could be injuries, but it's also about decisions. Yeah. He's been he was in the Memphis Tigers. What happened there? What's going on? Maybe it was too much expectations. This is how I did. I don't know if there'll ever be another KD. I don't know. Maybe. But KD's
now you can't go from high school to the NBA. The NBA changed that. So back in the late 80s, they allowed it, and then it stopped it. And Kevin Durant, Kobe, a few other players did it, and then they stopped it for a little while because that the NBA kind of had an issue with a lot of these players were coming in, they weren't ready financially and emotionally or whatever to they're 18. But then also some people think, well, the college game suffered because a lot of these stars weren't going to the NBA. They need they're going to the NBA.
The fundamentals seems to be off. Like they were drafting off of the ceiling of the potential of talent, right? Like the Jonathan Benders, which I'm sure you barely remember him.
Darius Miles was from East St. Louis, and he came from high school, and he had a couple of good years, but he never really.
Him and Quentin Richardson, yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, to have a podcast now, but he didn't do what Kobe and Kevin Garnett did. Like those are very
I think those are the ones that kind of made it like, damn, we need our own Kobe, we need our own Kevin Durant, we need our own LeBron James. And we just had a bunch of plays that I barely remember. I remember Bender because he actually had a good life afterwards, and he kept his money, and he actually did pretty well. But I just read about reading about this dude right here, Bates. He was on the cover of Sports Illustrated as 15 years old with the phrase "born with this." He was basically he said he's a 6'9" Stephen Curry.
Yep.
It could be a lot of this could be pressure, right? Imagine that. Like, not LeBron, as much as we give him a lot of crap, and I do. That's a very mentally strong person in terms of his ability to get all of that expectation when he came to the league, to saying he's the king and he's the best.
He has exceeded expectations. Think about it. LeBron has exceeded, in my opinion.
Yeah. So. Yeah. And never got in trouble. He speaks on a lot of topics he probably shouldn't because he plays basketball, right? But in terms of basketball, his IQ is off the charts. He's a genius. He keeps his body in shape. He doesn't do anything weird, getting caught messing with these hoes. Mm-hmm. He has 2 sons that may be NBA players.
Beautiful wife he's been with since high school. I mean, she's what I'm saying? Like, he's got it all, man. Like, it's crazy. Yeah.
And maybe some people can't handle that kind of pressure. And that's a lot of pressure for 15 years old, saying that you're going to be the next this, next that. That's a lot. And the NBA season will be coming around. We're going to be talking a lot about that. And Ben Simmons, I mean, I got to deal with him, right? He's on the Brooklyn Nets. And we don't, as a society, right, basketball fans, we don't give Ben Simmons any kind of like benefit of the doubt. We say that we care about mental health. He has demonstrated that there's some mental health issues, but we still say knuckle up, stop crying, play ball. And is that a healthy way of addressing?
It's probably not, but we're fans, so we just want him to do what we want him to do, right? Like, we're fans, and we pay, so we want him to we wish we had his talent, his size, all that. We, what I'm saying, and we want him to just do that. But
Hector says, he needs Jesus.
I don't know about that. Maybe
but that's, and I'm not, no hate towards Hector, but I think we're so frustrated, right? This guy, the size, speed, great defender. Yes, he can't shoot. All right, whatever. He does so much, and the guy looks like he quit on his team. But we don't have his body. We don't have where he fell. He said his back was messed up. When you have a bad back, you can't do anything. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you have dealt with some back pain. Back pain is debilitating.
Yeah, that could be legitimate. Like, what I'm saying? Like,
if it's legitimate.
It could be, yeah. But I've also seen him in the Hiko Ryan's runs or in the gym, and he's shooting up threes. He's doing all this stuff. So it's like, what's going on here? You know, we've seen the videos. So like, it's just kind of odd. I think when he had that playoff run in Philly, and he's missing free throws, he's passing up layups and passing to a guy. Like, I think, and the Philly crowd's rough, and the media's rough in Philly. I think it got to him in his head a little bit, and I think it's hard to come back from that, maybe for some. And I would love for him to have a comeback story. You know, I'd be rooting for him. I would love that, but I don't know what's going to happen with him. It's some people ain't Kobe Bryant. There's only a couple of Kobe's, a couple of LeBrons, a couple of MJs, a couple of Stephs. So there's not a lot of people built like that. I think we need to remember that. Maybe give him a little bit of a break, but because I think he's got some things he needs to work on.
It's hard. You know what? I do agree with you. The problem is Ben Simmons, basically athletically gifted, good-looking guy. He comes in with those goofy clothes. Looks like, you know, he's
all the NBA guys do though nowadays.
Yeah, he's aloof a little bit. You know, he's hanging out with 10s all the time. It's like, yo, dude, you can't shoot the ball. It's like, at least shoot the ball. Yeah. You can walk around with all those IG models. Like we look at that life and we compare it, and probably unfairly so to, damn, if I was Ben Simmons, I would like, well, you're not. You're not. You have no idea what's going on. I hope he does well, obviously, for the Brooklyn Nets. KD needs help. He can't do it by himself. He's a little older now. Actually, it was so much topics that they had like the top 10 list put out, but I think you probably agree with all. I think it was Greek Freak was 1. I think 2 was Curry, and 3 was KD. I forgot. I think, and LeBron was 7. And I was watching.
I don't agree with that. He's better than 7 in my opinion.
Actually, all right, I'm gonna look at the list real quick, and then
pull it up for me. I
don't know who decided the list. I don't know if it was NBA. I don't know if it was an ESPN list. Let me.
Yeah.
Fine. I do remember they had LeBron at 7.
Wow. I mean, there's a lot of good NBA. I mean, the NBA's got a lot of talent.
20-something season. Like, what are you gonna?
It doesn't matter. Look at the numbers he was putting up last year. I mean, statistically and analytically, he had one of his best years still.
Yeah, let's see if I can find it real quick.
But I would imagine in that top 10, you got Joker, Giannis.
Yeah, he was up there.
LeBron. What's his name? The kid Luka's in there, I'm sure.
Yeah. That's ESPN. I'm not a big fan of ESPN.
Yeah, ESPN's theirs is very. It's a popularity contest with ESPN. So
yeah, but they had KD at KD at 3. Oh, damn it! Sorry, the whole thing was black here.
They had KD at 3, so they got KD above LeBron. That's interesting to me a little bit.
Really?
Huh. Luka would have been. So Luka had to have been 4 then, or 5, I would imagine.
Yeah, let me see. Oh, the number 100 is Norman Powell. I just want to throw it out there. I don't know if you know who he is.
That's Raptors. Yeah, I know who he is. Yeah. He played on the Raptors at least.
Yeah, let me see. They got the whole thing. It's taking forever. Also, the Sun CEO is about to sell the team.
Yeah, he has the Mercury and the Suns. He has the W.
Yeah,
he got in some hot water, and I think his advisors were like, "Just get out of here, man."
Yeah, make a couple extra billion.
Make a couple extra billion. And leave. Yeah.
It's like, what are we gonna deal with this? I mean, they're gonna, Suns ain't gonna win championships. So like, just sell while it's hot. Anthony Edwards is 52.
That seems a little
low, right?
That's a little. He should be a little better than that, I would think. But
yeah. All right.
There's a lot of the NBA's got a lot of talent, man. There's a lot of talent. These rosters are deep. A lot of teams got 2-3 superstars on it nowadays. Like there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else in the top 10. I mean, I've mentioned some names. Maybe Morant's in there. Luka's definitely in there. Joker, LeBron. Maybe they got AD in the top 10. I don't know.
Yeah, I am struggling.
Kawhi's coming back. Kawhi might be in the top 10.
They keep separating it in like brackets. but it's hard to find it. If anything, we could probably look at it next week because I'm trying to look at it right now. They got Kawhi at 12.
Okay,
hell?
so he's coming off injury. I mean, he's still that. I mean, Kawhi Leonard's he's tough.
Yeah, I was watching Undisputed and like, Skip was like, yo, he's bad. He's better than LeBron right now. Like, well, he hasn't played like, I don't know. Oh, last time I've seen him on the damn court.
Here, I got it right here. No, hold on.
Okay, throw it out.
That's all time. Hold on. Ranking 2020. Oh, that's 2021. Man,
yeah, I saw it because
now I'm curious because when they got to 75, we should hold up. Top 10 NBA players all time, ESPN.
And like the top for this season.
Top 10 here, 2022. Bam.
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay, I got it. So they have Oh, hold up. So my hunter says the Bojan Bogdanovic or whatever. I don't know what that's about.
Okay. Well, I'm just killing it.
I got it coming up. I'm scrolling. Yeah. Hold on. I'm at 26. Oh no, it's not.
CBS Sports did their list. Okay, so there's different lists for different things. Okay, so ESPN, everyone is doing their own NBA list.
Well, they're always going to do their. They're each going to have their analysts giving different. NBA top 10. Top 10. Come on.
Let's see. Actually, it's
okay, here it is. Top 100 LeBron James slips. Okay. Okay, yeah, here it is. Let me scroll. Okay. Give me 5 seconds, guys. Bear with us. I want to see. Okay. So they have the number 1 spot.
It should be Giannis should be the number 1.
Yeah, so Giannis is 1. Let me give you I'll go from 10 to 1. I'll give you guys and see. I want to see. Oh, I forgot about him. Okay. So big names here. So they got Moran at 12, Paul George at 11. 10 is they got Jimmy Butler. This is CBS Sports. Okay. 9 is Jason Tatum. You have 8 is Kawhi Leonard. That's on this list at least.
Yeah.
LeBron is 7.
Okay, so that's the right list.
Joel Embiid, forgot about him. He's 6. Luka's 5. Makes sense. Nikola Jokic 4. I can agree. Mm-hmm. Kevin Durant 3. And they got Steph Curry coming off the MVP championship, and they got Giannis at 1. So, I mean, I can't really argue. A lot of these are interchangeable, but LeBron at 7 to me is a little. I don't agree with that. He's in my top 3, man. If anything, I move everybody else up, and I put Durant at 4, and I put LeBron there. I think 1 and 2 make sense to me. Giannis, Curry, LeBron.
Say what?
Giannis is number 1.
No, you said something about put KD at 4.
Yes, yeah.
And put what? Who's ahead of him?
LeBron James and Stephon Curry.
All right,
Clearly, yeah. I mean, listen, would you be saying the same thing if Durant played for the Thunder still?
He doesn't. He plays.
Okay, so you're just being a homer right now. You're just being a homer.
Well, I'm an emotional man. I love what I love.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. I mean,
wait, if I had a choice right now, current players, if I had to pick between KD right now and LeBron right now, I would pick KD. LeBron is a little older, a little bit more mileage on him. KD, yeah, he has some injuries, but KD, because I think he's a little younger and he's a little bit more like you could push him more than you could push LeBron. LeBron's probably he's going to need the load management stuff. So I would, without being too much of a homer, I would still have KD.
You're saying if you're the GM and you're starting a team, is that what you're saying? Like if you're
at least those two, those two. Now, I was still the Greek Freak. Yes, I will probably pick him up. Even I'm not a big he's good.
What's with the hate with Giannis?
I don't know. This is shooting and I don't know that championship. He was able to get that championship. But a lot of the really good players got hurt that year. That playoffs. It was the Clippers getting hurt. The Nets didn't have all it. Like a lot of things connected. Again, they won it. I'm not, no hate.
Yeah.
But some things kind of connected with that. So even then, would you pick? If you had to pick a team to start over, would you get Curry or LeBron? Right? Let's say current situation right now. Curry or LeBron? You'll probably get Curry, right? Just by age, and you know.
You know what? This is a really good question because I think if I'm a GM of a team or an owner, there's a lot of different ways to look at this. There's marketing, there's money, there's do you want to win something in the next couple of years? Are you thinking long term? Because if I'm thinking longer term, I might take one of these younger stars like a Tatum or a Luka, you know, like somebody that I'm going to have for the next 10 years. Because Kevin Durant's not playing 10 more years. But neither is LeBron, neither is Curry. They're not playing another 10,
No,
right?
they're all in there like
Luka and Tatum will be around in 8 to 10 years. So it's tough. I mean, yeah. Oh man, it's hard. I mean, LeBron is he's impressive, man. I think if he can stay healthy, I'll take him. He's 2. He's right behind Giannis for me. But I think with Kevin Durant, I don't think he's gonna win another championship in the rest of his career. I don't. I just don't think it's gonna happen. Unless he moves
he's going to stay in the Nets. I don't think he's going to stay in the Nets for 4 years. So he may go somewhere. I don't know. He looked like he was trying to go to another team that already had established. Like he wanted to go to the Heat or the Suns or whatever. Yeah. Like how are you going to do that and still keep the team that's still? It doesn't make any sense. So he could push himself out into a better situation. The Nets. As much as I'm still going to push them to at least go and root for them to win. It's going to be difficult, but at the same time, I think the list I see not that bad. I'm not yelling at the list.
I don't think the list is bad. I think the top 10 for me is very, very accurate in where you want to put those. Like the 10 players that are in the 10, I think are accurate. I think a few could be switched, but I think it's a solid list.
You have at least one or two of those players. You have a chance to do something.
Oh, absolutely. And I think Kawhi. We got to remember when Kawhi was healthy, man. He was.
I mean, he carried the
Raptors to the 1 year, boom, championship. Like
they got him right Joel Embiid with a last minute shot. Broke his heart. Kawhi is a beast, man. He's just a little weird, but. I saw a few workout pictures. Dude looks jacked. Like he
looks like a linebacker, man.
I mean, you're gonna have John Wall. You're gonna have Paul George. If John Wall can actually play, and he went through a lot of mental health issues too, dealing with whatever he had to deal with. If John Wall is even 80%,
that's a dangerous team. That's a dangerous team. I mean, I'm scrolling. I'm looking even at the top 20. Like, there's a lot. I mean, they got James Harden at 21. He's on the decline, but Donovan Mitchell 23. I mean, there's some big names in here, that are.
Do you Nova Dasher threw a comment said John Wall is washed. Do you think he's washed?
It's been several years. I think he's only played a handful of games in the last 4 years.
Is it injuries or just nonsense was happening with him?
Who knows? Maybe both. I think he's been hurt.
I think the last team he played for, they basically told him not to play. They said just stay home, and he got paid to stay home.
Yeah, he got paid with the Wizards, and then he went to the Rockets, and then the Rockets he hasn't done anything with them. Who knows? I mean,
he still has his athletic ability. I don't know, but John Wall could play. I mean, at one point John Wall was better than Beal. Now we realize that Bradley Beal's better, but at one point it was John Wall then Bradley Beal, right?
Yeah.
But
but John Wall's games. The NBA, since he's been relevant, the NBA is going through a little bit of a change, in my opinion, right?
Yeah.
And John Wall's not a guy he's very fast. He's very athletic. He's very quick, great ball handling. He's the guy that's going to get a rebound and take it full court, right? And he's so fast with the ball. Like he's one of the fastest guys in the league when he's healthy, right? But like the game now, it's like, you got to have a 3, and John Wall doesn't shoot a great 3. So he's very, he's a system kind of guy with his speed. So he's got to find a right team. I don't know if the Clippers would be that team or not. I don't know.
Hopefully. I mean, I like the coach. I think Tyronn Lue's a good coach. I think he's better than the last coach that was there.
Doc Rivers.
Yeah, it's amazing. I forgot. I don't know what's going to happen to 76ers. They're not going anywhere. He's not a good coach, and I think James Harden is a bit washed. If you're going to go about washed, because in conditioning, the guy is just not putting the same level of conditioning. If he had LeBron level of care for his body, even Kevin Durant, he don't post a lot of his stuff, but you could tell like they just ball and ball and ball. That's all they care about. If he had it, then yeah. But I think Houston Rockets, James Harden is gone. I don't think he's coming back. So I don't think 76ers. Yeah, it's gonna be the Bucks, the Heat, and I don't know. I don't see any surprise things. But we'll talk more about the NBA later on. See how it's
coming up.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll see next week. See what happens with your Bears. I pray for them that they could beat the Texans.
Listen, I don't need you to pray. Just worry about your Giants. You worry about your Giants. Make sure Barkley stays healthy. Daniel Jones doesn't fumble.
It's still possible they may lose, but hopefully they don't. They win, so I can throw in your face. Appreciate that.
I'll be waiting. I'll be anxiously waiting for next week.
Awesome. This is a good show, man. I feel really good. It was, again, highlight of my week. We'll be back next week talking about. We probably won't be talking about anal beans anymore. It's probably the last time.
That was random. It was cool. It was random.
But thanks for Nova Dasher. That was a very fun story. We had some good times about that. Nova Dasher, stop hating about the Giants. They were going to be 3-0. So stop hating.
How's that quarterback, Nova? How's Carson Wentz for you? How you feeling? How you feeling about Wentz? Let me know, man.
Winston indeed.
That guy.
But we'll definitely we'll bring Nova Dasher on. I gotta hit him up and see when he's interested in jumping in, talking about sports and whatnot. So thank you guys. Appreciate you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. We're on the road for 500 subs. That's when we start posting a bunch of community posts, bunch of silly stuff. Yep. I got a lot, me, Pedro, got a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of polls we want to pop up. So this is the road to 500 subs. So, hit subscribe if you haven't and throw those likes because, everything helps.
Absolutely. Appreciate y'all for coming tonight.
Definitely. All right, guys. Have a fantastic night. Peace.